Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Chris. This is Church News. Today we got some stories for you about what God is doing here at Church on the Move. I'm really excited to share these with you. First up, we've got our friend Kendall. She's going to talk about how her and her husband Jesse were really challenged to take a next step in trusting God. Then we'll hear from Keith, a longtime Church on the Mover, about how taking his next step has opened up a world of new possibilities. So excited about it. Let's check it out.
Hey everyone, it's me, Kendall. Today, I'm going to introduce you to my family. This is my husband, Jesse, and these are our children, Alder and Rowan. This is our life. Woo! Okay, so Jesse and I have been married for almost 6 years now. There's one thing that we have consistently argued about and struggled to maintain, and you might have guessed it, money. Neither of us grew up going to church, so we were never taught anything practical about faith or finances. We just have always held really tight onto our money. The thought of freely giving away our finances whenever we had rent and bills and 1 billion jillion diapers to buy, yeah, it was too scary. Towards the end of last year, we began getting behind on rent, bills, all the things. We knew that God was asking us to trust Him entirely, including our finances. And we asked ourselves, is this really the best time when we have no money? The answer was yes. Something had to change, and the only way we were going to get ahead is trusting God. So, with the little amount that we had, we tithed. We were going to be faithful to God and let Him have the control. So ever since we committed to tithing regularly, we realized, wow, our heart posture, that is what's changing. Not our financial situation. We didn't just get $1 million check in the mail like we kind of wanted, but our hearts were different. We felt happy to be giving, where before it was so scary to us. We spent so much time being concerned with having enough that we never got to the place that we thought would be it. But I'm so glad that I trusted God. Little praise report for you. Just in the first half of January, we have been able to pay off 3 credit cards, 2 personal loans, set some aside in savings, and add the extra guac without the 10-minute deliberation in line at Chipotle. You know what I mean? Guacamole. Through all of this, we've learned that no matter how scary it is, trusting God is always worth it. It's not always, a magical fairy tale after you start tithing, but God is taking care of you. Yeah. That's all I got.
This is Keith. Now, you may not recognize Keith because he serves behind the scenes, but you would recognize his work.
On the weekends, I'll be running the video switcher for both what's seen in the sanctuary and on stream. And then on first Wednesdays, I direct the cameras. We started at the church about 1990.
I'm sorry, did you catch that? That means that he's been serving at Church on the Move for 28 years, which is amazing. But he started to realize that he was kind of comfortable, and he felt like God was drawing him to do something he'd never done before.
Zimbabwe last year with the missions team. They threw us into some situations that were definitely out of our comfort zone. Street witnessing, going to orphanages, giving our testimony to students at schools, going into people's homes and pray with people there. I have been a Christian since 1974, and in Zimbabwe on a street ministry was the first time that I personally got to lead someone in the believer's prayer.
Being used in this way had a profound effect on Keith.
What a stretch, what an experience when you step out and let the Holy Spirit work through you to do things.
Keith used to think that he only had one thing to offer, but he's starting to see that God can use him in so many different ways, like being a prayer partner at Real Jesus Weekend or just buying gas for somebody at QT. Like, he's just way more open to whatever God would have him do.
Just because you've been serving God for many years doesn't mean that God's done with you, that you've done everything you can for God, that there isn't another gift, another aspect of your relationship with God that can't be explored. If you step out more and look for opportunities to serve God, He'll show you more of your giftings and more of your callings.
Keith still serves in production, and he's awesome at it. But what's cool is that he's really just opened his hands and said, God, use me however you want to, even if it might be uncomfortable. I mean, that's a huge part of following Christ, and in the process, introducing people to the real Jesus.